Greetings of the day, dear students. Today we are with chapter 3, NCERT grade 10, pair of linear equations in two variables. This chapter falls under algebra. This chapter is very interesting and scoring as well. So let's begin our chapter. The word linear equation, you are generally familiar with the word linear equation. Linear equation you have already studied in grade 9, and you have learned that linear equation in two variable. I will just remind you with one example. You have studied in grade 9 that equation of this form: y is equal to suppose ax plus c. You can take y is equal to 6x plus 3. This is a linear equation in two variable. The variables are x and y here. This you have studied in class 9. Now here what you are going to study here, you are going to study pair of linear equation in two variables. In grade 9, when you have studied, when you have plotted these on a graph paper, you got a straight line. Do you remember? On x-axis and y-axis, if you plot this, you got a straight line. Another equation will be there in grade 10, that is y is equal to suppose 7x plus 3, or you can give it 5. So this becomes a pair of linear equation in two variables. Now another, if you are going to plot these on the same graph, maybe roughly I'm just explaining you, maybe you will get in this manner. So it has intersected here. This may not be obvious that it will intersect. There may be another condition even that it won't intersect. Suppose if you have a equation of this manner, uh, 2x plus 3y equal 4, and another just multiply by 2, then you will have here 4x plus 6y equal 8. Just I have multiplied with this equation with 2, so I have got a pair of linear equation in two variable. Now when I will plot this on the graph, I may not get a intersecting line like this. I may get only one line, and for this equation if I get this line, for this equation also it will be this line only. Later part I will discuss how it will happen. Now just understand that two line in a plane, they can behave in three different way. Now what are these three different behaviors? To make you understand, just remember that the first, they may intersect. Number one, they will intersect. They will intersect. These two lines may intersect. Number two, that they are parallel. They are parallel means they will not intersect at all. This, they are just parallel to each other. They will not intersect anywhere. And this was the condition number one. That means they will intersect. Next, second conditions, that they are parallel. And third conditions, just I have explained you, that they will be coincident. Coincident in the easy language, if I tell you, then one line, if you have drawn another line, other line will be on the same. That means every point will coincide with that. So there only you have another line here. So this two way you have. So here is another line. If I will give it arrow, then for this line I give it another way. So this indicates that there are two lines, but they are overlapping each other. They are coincident. They are parallel. They are intersecting. These are the three behavior of two straight line if you are plotting them on a graph. Now in this chapter you will learn that when a particular equation, that means pair of linear equation in two variable, when we'll plot them on a graph, when they will intersect, when they will be parallel, and when they will be coincident. So this we will be studying in the later part. But now we will see three examples related to this. You can refer to page 41 NCERT. Just I will show you here. You have a equation here, and there is a table plotted here. There is table, you can see table number 3.1. Based on this, a graph is drawn, and this graph, as you can see, they have intersected at a particular point. Okay, later on we'll understand what is the meaning of this common coordinates for these two lines to intersect. That means 4, 2. Later part we'll understand. But now we are just understanding, we are plotting, and whether we are understanding their nature, whether they are intersecting or they are parallel or they are coincident. Next, you can see example number 2 here. Example number 2 here. There is also two equations here. They are pair of linear equations in two variables. You can see it. Then for this equation you will have a table, and for this equation also you will have a table. Let me show you. You can refer to page number 43. They have plotted here. They've drawn a table, and as I have told you, they got a single line. Don't confuse that they have forgot to draw the next one. Over that, the another line lies. That means they are coincident. This word. So, and the third case, you do remember? The third case was the parallel one. So there is another example here, example number 3. And there is another two pair of linear equation. They have plotted the graph, and here you can see that a beautiful two straight lines, but they are parallel to each other on the graph. They will not meet. So the three things must be clear to you, that when a pair of linear equation in two variables are there, when their graphs are being plotted, either you may get intersecting lines, you may get parallel lines, or you may get coincident line. Let us begin our exercise. Hope this much is clear. With this only you will be able to solve exercise 3.1. The first questions I have solved for you, and I will be explaining you. I have already done it so that it will take less time and you will understand in a better way. Just I will explain you the question. Aftab tells his daughter, 7 years ago, I was 7 times as old as you were then. Try to understand the sentence, 7 years ago. Also, 3 years from now, I shall be 3 times as old as you will be. First circumstance is that 7 years ago, and second circumstance is from the present years, 3 years ahead. Then isn't it interesting? Represent this situation algebraically and graphically. So both the way you have to represent, means algebraically means you have to form an equation, that means pair of linear equation in two variable, and graphically you have to draw a two table, and with the help of that coordinates plot that on the graph paper and join them and see the nature of the two line, how they are behaving. This is question number 1. So I have done it for you. Just I will show you. You can see here. This is for you. Exercise 3.1, question number 1. Let the present age of Aftab be your X years, and present age of Aftab's daughter be Y. This is Y years. So what was the first condition, if you remember? So according to the question, the first condition was 7 years ago. Means you have to go back to 7 years. So if Aftab age is X, 7 years back, his age will be X minus 7. And what about his daughter's age? Daughter also will be 7 years less. So both these are the ages 7 years ago. Under that conditions, what will happen? That Aftab told that I was 7 times as old as you were then. That means I was 7. This 7, many student mistakes to multiply this 7 in the age of Aftab. Aftab is a father, and father is always greater. Don't multiply this 7 here. In order to equate it, multiply this 7 in the age of daughter. So multiply this so that the equation is balanced. Once they confuse by reading at the sentence that I was 7, so Aftab was 7, so they will multiply in 7. but the equation will not be equal. How the daughter will be equal to father age? If you will multiply certain constants, then only they will be equal. That is the main concept here. Then just equation here, solve it, and you got. Now plot these points as you have learned in class 9. Take x as 0. When you will take x as 0, minus 7y minus 42, cancel it, so y is equal to 6. Similarly, put in place of x minus 42, or you place x as 0. When you will put x as 0, you got 6. When you will put y as 0, as I have told you, the first thing you can try with always 0, and you got minus 42, and so on. I have plotted 4 points here, as you can see. Second condition, if you remember, second conditions, you see the question here that it is written that 3 years from now, means what was the present is x and y. So 3 years from now means you will go ahead. So x plus 3 will be after age, and y plus 3 will be the daughter age. Then what will happen now in this circumstances? It will happen that I was 3 times as old as you will be. Again 3 will be multiplied where? Yes, you guessed it right, it will be multiplied in daughter's age. And then again we solved it. We took random points, plot them on the table. You have put y is 0, you'll get minus 2. When y is 0, you'll get 6. When x is 0, you'll get minus 2. Similarly for other points. You got table 1 and table 2. These are the coordinates. These all are the coordinates. You need to plot them on the graph paper. So when I plot the coordinates from the table 1, if you can see here, I was not having graph paper at this moment. So to make you clear, I have drawn the graph here itself. You can just see and visualize it properly. This is the x-axis and this is your y-axis. This side is your negative and this goes positive. Up is positive and down is negative. So here I have plotted the points. You can see and see the points. The first point is, it is given that the first point 0, 6. The first coordinate is 0 and 6. So here I have. Similarly, I have plotted all these points here. And if I join them with a straight line, I will get this type of a beautiful straight line I will get. This straight line I got because I have plotted the points from which table? I have plotted from the table 1. And what was the equation of this line? The equation of this line was x minus 7y is equal to minus 42. This one. Now, also I will plot the second equation. For the second equations, also I will plot the points. Here it is 6 and 0. So 6 and 0 itself here, as you can see. And similarly, if I will continue, then here it will be minus 2, if you can see here, 0 and minus 2. Then comes here 9 and 1. X is 9. X is 9 here. And y is 1 here. So if I join this line again, straight line, I just have to join it. As you can see here, if I join this line here, all these points, if I plot it, it's just simple one you have done in class 9. You just need to plot these points properly in the graph. You will get real feelings of that. Just you have to plot it. You need to find the point of intersection where it will intersect. Just you plot this you got it because of this equation, x minus 3y equal 6. So this we have represented graphically and algebraically. Hope it makes clear, and this will help you to solve other two sums. Thank you.